Hey Juice, let me know some.
I'm throwing all these bullets, but I don't play in the NFL. I don't want that bitch, you can keep her. She just clientele, been through the pain and the struggle, so I can never tell. My Glock all 30, I up it, this shit'll never fail. I'm throwing all these bullets, but I don't play in the NFL. I don't want that bitch, you can keep her. She just clientele, been through the pain and the struggle, so I can never tell. My Glock all 30, I up it, this shit'll never fail. Fuck that, I'm a running back. If you tucking racks, hit your block with that fucking Mac. You doing jumping jacks, where to work, fuck a Percocet. I need a triple stack, that pussy good, I'm a double back. Ain't no strings attached, I'm tone 5, I can't tell no lie. Look me in my eye, bitch, I'm a G, I ain't afraid to die. Mama, please don't cry, I'm getting money and they wonder why I'm always fly. You wasn't with me, you weren't by my side.
Hey, Juice,
I can't share my
know
pop, you wasn't with me. I was rocking solo, I was kicking dodos in your bitch, trying to make a porno, shoot it on my GoPro. What's her name? I don't fucking know though. She a little hodo in the plug. He just threw me 5, but I'ma need like FOMO in the trap and doing numbers. So I just been posted coolin'. He said that he getting money, but who the fuck is he fooling? I ain't coming to the function if I can't bring the toolin'. And your bitch finna choose, she digging the way I'm moving. I'm throwing all these bullets, but I don't play in the NFL. I don't want that bitch, you could keep her. She just clientele, been through the pain and the struggle, so I can never tell. My Glock all 30, I up it, this shit'll never fail. I'm throwing all these bullets, but I don't play in the NFL. I don't want that bitch, you could keep her. She just clientele, been through the pain and the struggle, so I can never tell. My Glock all 30, I up it, this shit'll never fail. Fuck that, you ain't with the shit and I ain't with the foolery. Don't gotta double back, cause I'm sliding with heavy toolery. I'm breaking your bitch back while I'm rocking all of your jewelry. Now he mad as fuck, plotting, talking about shooting me, but I don't give a fuck. I'm still riding with that blick tuck, speaking on my name, quickest way to get your bitch fucked. But I don't want that pussy, I'm just trying to get my dick sucked. Boss motherfucker, watch me hop about that Benz truck. Boss motherfucker, watch me hop about that Benz. I need me a lot of money, don't need me a lot of friends. I'm sticking dick in your bitch and I'm pointing sticks at your mans. I'm serving up hella packs, but I used to be selling grams. I'm the best to ever do it, so they should call me the great. Don't give a fuck about my daddy, he left us when I was 8. Had to get it by my lonely, so I ain't sharing my plate. I got it, I'm in control, I'm Gucci, little bitch, I'm straight. I'm throwing all these bullets, but I don't play in the NFL. I don't want that bitch, you could keep her. She just clientele, been through the pain and the struggle, so I can never tell. My Glock all 30, I up it, this shit'll never fail. I'm throwing all these bullets, but I don't play in the NFL. I don't want that bitch, you could keep her. She just clientele, been through the pain and the struggle, so I can never tell. My Glock all 30, I up it, this shit'll never fail.
Try to be honest, but I run into problems, I know that it hurts you. You know I don't need to. You wanna get down to the issue before we continue to see if this love is official. Is our lust still official? Or is it superficial, baby? Late nights I'm not home, got you feeling alone. Cause the cost of my phone, but I be in my zone, yeah, I be in my zone. So after so, are you still sticking with me? I'm lifted, get carried like 6 in the city. Send you a text when I land in your city. Baby, be proud cause I'm building the city. Yeah. Shout out to my niggas in the underground. Yeah. Bring that shit around like a merry-go. Around. All these hoes in my section. Yeah, they all in my section, undressing. Yeah, they testing. All I want is your love and affection.
Yeah, I know it's hard when I'm on the road. Trying to stack this paper, then we good to go. I know I'm fucking up, but I hope you know you really are amazing. You're a blessing with the weight and gold. All them lonely nights don't deserve that. Shit'll hit you back, but I swerve that. I just wanna put my lips where your heart at. You the type of woman that's your wife, baby, that's facts, that's a contract. Got your spine like a backpack or a knapsack. If your loving is a test, I'ma study my mission just to pass that. Visions of your body having flashbacks. You ain't ain't got no titties, but that ass fat. Let me grab that, have that when you clap that. Dash that, arms up, touch down when I tap that. Gave me all your love, then I left, I regret that.
Baby, I'm sorry, I promise. Forgive me for being dishonest. Baby, I'm sorry, I promise. If you take me back, girl, I'll be honest. Baby, I'm sorry, I promise.
Run that up, Rico.
Show you my love, I'll bring you the stars. You show it all back and then it just falls. Say you wanna talk, I won't answer my calls. And girl, to be honest, you too complicated, and that's the reason why love is faded. And to be honest, I ain't got the patience. Guess the time is really of an essence. Room feels empty here without your presence. Honestly, honesty goes a long way. You want me to go, you want me to stay. I don't wanna be that game that you play. Gave you my heart on the go, play the trade. Too many touches, girl, too many kisses. Them late night calls, maybe the phones are witness. Now it's just your insults and your dishes. Stress fucking all these other bitches. Yeah, 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 yeah. All of a sudden, girl, you don't remember. I swear your heart is colder than December. But I know I'm probably on your playlist, so let me take a couple lines to say this. That you was my everything. For you I would fall 1,000 meters from the sky, baby. Saw you on the gram, didn't really think of it. Never thought I'd fall in love, but all of a sudden, girl, you took over my heart and you seem so stunning. Baby, what you doing to me? Baby, what you doing to me? Baby, what you doing to me? Baby, what you doing to me?
What you doing to me? The feeling you involved in, it ain't really fucking with me. Kills me on the inside, knowing that you ain't mine. And I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it again. Said I wasn't gonna love you, even said it again. Turns out I'm a sucker for pain. Mentally drained, love when it rains, yeah. I just can't forget you. Pride always wins, so I don't text you. Wondering who you laying next to, yeah. Oh, you flex flexing and I'm flexing too. Now my bitches coming past the two. I pick and choose, you like who and who. But to be honest, you's my only truth.
Cause you was my all, cause you was my everything. For you I would fall 1,000 meters from the sky, baby. Heartbroken so many times, don't know if it's a crime. Girl, I just want you by my side, but too bad that it's not my life. Yeah.
Go. She make it shake like go. Bend over, little hoe.
I got her in the backseat, sweating like an athlete. Dick on the calves, ripple on the ass cheek, stroke the dick like a ukulele. No strings attached, the little baby can't blame me. Bust it wide open, got the leather seat, soak it. Big daddy hit her with the stick, hocus pocus. Turn around, she gon' suck
Wait, kick-do karate, you know I got the flavor. She gonna rock her body while we on her worst behavior. Hotter than wasabi, she sexy and she naughty. I'ma dive up in the pussy like a fucking kamikaze. Ayy, kick-do karate, yeah, you know I got the flavor. She gonna rock her body while we on her worst behavior. Hotter than wasabi, yeah, she sexy and she naughty. I'ma dive up in the pussy like a fucking kamikaze. Ayy,
damn, pussy got drip like tsunami. Whooping on her while she folded like an origami. Caution tape around the bed cause I caught her body. Sweating going wrap around, might as well be boxing. Then she call her homegirl up, nonchalantly. I better get ready, it's about to be a party. About to triple stack like a Skittle. 2 bitches on me, so I'm Malcolm in the middle. I ain't got time to feed you lines. Bust it open like I'm Plies while I hit it from behind. Her waist is dripping from your thighs. Turn around with the eyes, tell me that she love me. Told her ain't a lovey-dovey, bitch, I'm not your hubby. Smoking on some kick though. I'm with your bitch, bro. I'm trying to let your bitch know. Don't let your bitch go. Stacked up, bro, man, on the 5th floor. D shot the shot collar, got the whistle. Y'all niggas brittle. Have my man put muscle on your boy cause he little. Kiss him across the middle, George Kittle. And I fold him like a collar or a pimple. Now I'm in this bitch like it cause it's simple, nigga.
wait, kick-do karate, you know I got the flavor. She gonna rock her body while we on her worst behavior. Hotter than wasabi, she sexy and she naughty. I'ma dive up in the pussy like a fucking kamikaze. Ayy, kick-do karate, yeah, you know I got the flavor. She gonna rock her body while we on her worst behavior. Hotter than wasabi, yeah, she sexy and she naughty. I'ma dive up in the pussy like a fucking kamikaze. Ayy.
A Trump bitch, fake news, then you on YouTube, fake views. Every day I thank God that I ain't you. Maybe if I look like you, I hate too. Baby, I'm a boss bitch, gotta make moves. $100 bills, no, I keep a bank full. I be chillin' in a mansion with a lake view. Work hard, pay dues, so I can't lose. Even though a bitch lit, I stay cool. Bitch nigga, I wanna fuck, I can't choose. Broke nigga dick, that's something I can't use. You can say you better than me, it ain't true. She been the bitch on the block, this ain't new. My ex locked up, but I still stay true. So me and these hoes don't play by the same rules. Not a half, I'm a whole mood. Sweet potato pie, picky color soul food. A bitch lame if she fucking with my old dude. I make culture and put it into Pro Tools. Fake first, fake shoes. You look like a Trump bitch. Fake news, then you on YouTube. Fake views. Every day I thank God that I ain't you. Fake first, fake shoes. You look like a Trump bitch. Fake news, then you on YouTube. Fake views. Every day I thank God that I ain't you.
Yeah, I love a bad bitch with tattoos. She know how to make money, bills never do. Girl, keep shaking that ass, I want you. Front to the back, that's how I'ma fuck you. Pussy on the platter, I'ma eat it
and you on YouTube. Fake views, every day I thank God that I ain't you.
Thank God that I ain't you. Every day I thank God that I ain't you. Thank God that I ain't you. Thank God that I ain't you.
Fake purse, fake shoes, you look like a Trump bitch. Fake news, and you on YouTube. Fake views, every day I thank God that I ain't you. Fake purse, fake shoes, you look like a Trump bitch. Fake news, and you on YouTube. Fake views, every day I thank God that I ain't you.
Hey, when y'all gonna invite me over?
Hey, these no good.
On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. You remind me of a sneaky bitch. You remind me of a freaky bitch. You remind me of a stinky bitch. You remind me of a kinky bitch. Are you with the shit or not with the shit? Are you into this or not into this? Money, that's all I'm interested in. Honey, that's all I'm finna to get. When she was young, she used to pick up sticks and shit. Got it older, started picking up dicks and shit. Got thick, started taking cute pics and shit. Hang around ballers trying to get some shit. This ain't no psychology. This ain't no biology. This ain't no Socrates. Bitch, this ain't no soccer team. Whole lot of change I got on me. Whole lot of chains I got on me. This just my philosophy. This just how it gotta be. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. This ain't for likes and props. This is for Nikes and socks. For long nights with cops. For niggas like Big Psych and Pac. I'm piping hot. Writing, typing, lighting pot. Lightning, striking on the spot. No fist fighting, I come with blocks. She likes my post, yo, fun to stop. You like nice clothes, then you should cop. Money, weather shit, that's all I rock. Black, you mask, what I call the cops. Dig it out, bitch, you saw the socks. No doubt, bitch, you saw the rocks. Hennessy straight, no salt or rocks. Remember me, bitch, I'm all you got. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go. On me, this shit hot. On me, this shit slap. On me, this shit knock. On me, this shit go.
Fuck do you mean? Fuck do I mean? I kill the scene without making a scene. I'm just a ghost that's on go for the green. Scum of the St. Christopher Mausoleum. Fuck do you mean? Fuck do I mean? Yeah, my silence louder than most of y'all screams. Yeah, nah, I don't trust it till it's in my dreams. Yeah, never for nothing, it's something for me. It's something for me. Eating flips with the ginger ale. Same nigga busting chicks like a Chippendale. I don't know what you call it, but this shit for sale. When you doing this well, they don't wish you well, huh? Say what we drifted apart. I knew that shit from the start. I shouldn't have left it in part. That's just a shot in the dark. I took the shade that they threw, bought me a tree with the fruit, and now I got the juice, and now I got the juice. Crickets, ain't nobody seen him for a minute. Maybe my own damn business. He's vicious. How you start when it start tripping? Close to your dreams seem to be long distance. Bet now you know what's been missing. Bet now you know what's been missing. Fuck do you mean? Get it back, though. They don't give a fuck about your little rap flow. Did you get it back? Did you get it stacked? No, like, yeah. get it back though. They don't give a fuck about your little rap hoe. Did you get a bag, did you get a stack though? What do you mean, fuck do I mean? I kill the scene without making a scene. I'm just a ghost that's on go for the green. Scum of the St. Christopher Mausoleum. Fuck do you mean, fuck do I mean? My silence louder than most of y'all screams. Nah, I don't trust it till it's in my dreams. Never for nothing, it's something for me. It's something for me.
All my niggas say I got the helium, they know I'm going way up. Yeah, yeah, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way up. I be whipping that Mercedes, bumping Lil Tucci. Am I drunk or am I high? I'm both like Drake and Gucci. Doing 80 with my lady, rubbing on the coochie. Then we had the Yamasheros, get a little sushi. I just heard your last single and it didn't move me. You keep changing up the script and messing up the movie. Niggas say that I be spitting, they ain't talking loogies. I be dropping gems and diamonds, emeralds and rubies. Headed to the judge to see my nigga Josh. You could hit a sub if you need a sauce. They call me the Lord and I don't even need a cross. I put in that work so I don't ever need a boss. Got the helium, you know I'm on the way up. Grinding through the day so every night I gotta stay up. They ask how I make it look so easy like a layup. Tryna ride the wave, you gotta pay up. All my niggas say I got the helium, they know I'm going way up. When I'm in the studio, I got it going down because I'm way up. Yeah, I got the sauce, I'm going way, I'm going way, I'm going way, I'm going way up. Yeah, yeah, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way up. I can leave you with a blessing, leave you with a curse. Hit me with a couple thousand if you need a verse. Get some money from my city, then I reimburse. They keep calling me the Lord, I think I need a church. Gucci flame, that Gucci flame, you know I'm knocking 20. Just keep talking to yourself if you ain't talking money. Niggas running with the way they know they got it from me. But I keep it to myself because I'm not a dummy. Made a lot of money, I did the deal with the Getty. She's slipping me like spaghetti, most of these niggas is petty. Fucking it up on a Friday, I feel like Jason and Freddy. I think I need a machete, I think I need a machete. Got the helium, you know I'm on the way up. Grinding through the day so every night I gotta stay up. They ask how I make it look so easy like a layup. Tryna ride the wave, you gotta pay up. All my niggas say I got the helium, they know I'm going way up. When I'm in the studio, I got it going down because I'm way up. Yeah, I got the sauce, I'm going way, I'm going way, I'm going way, I'm going way up. Yeah, yeah, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way up. All my niggas say I got the helium, they know I'm going way up. When I'm in the studio, I got it going down because I'm way up. Yeah, I got the sauce, I'm going way, I'm going way, I'm going way, I'm going way up. Yeah, yeah, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way, I'm on the way up.
Cold, dark skin, light skin, medium tones. Pumping braids got mini afros. Thick lips got hips, some of us don't. Big nose contours, some of us won't. Never wanna put us in the media, bro. Want a fat booty like Kardashians. Want a fat booty like my auntie got a yo. We like the blood clot, tell her reload it. I've got the camera, my girls are posing. I need some backup, then my ones are rolling. Grown women things, I'm never at risk. Mind my own business, I'm never in mess. Who am I ain't bae, get a slice of the cake. Want a house with a view and a new pair of shoes. Keep it real from the jump, Gucci gang, little pump, little vibe, little bass, little kick, little snare, little lies, big truths. Do you, they don't care. Do you, they don't care, get your ass at the box and build up from there. I don't have a gang with me, but I still walk with a gangster lean. And rock Nikes cause we think they're clean. MJ leather jacket, beat it Billie Jean. MJ leather jacket, cause I think I'm bad.
That's cool, I like it. The growth, the light, the pain, the fight. We love, we fight, we hurt, we cry. He paid the price, you'll be alright.
I gave me some time away. I took a little time. I'll pray, we gon' be alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. I think I need some time away. I took a little time. I'll pray, we gon' be alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright.
So many verses, type them or put them in cursive. Deep like I'm burying hearses, preach like I'm doing up churches. Sin for a bit, I got urges. They got Chanel bags and purses, and I got some mashed up vans that I won't throw away cause I'm needy and hurting. I keep it in cause I can. I seen the drinks and the cans. I think it's in my genetics, so the gin and the juice that I drink, I'm indebted. So if I fall off, it's expected, wow. Gather your thoughts and collect them now. Penny for my thoughts, make a fortune, bow. How'd you keep rapping offbeat, bro, how? Talking about you getting on the tracks since when? Everybody's here, we don't need more friends. Just do you ain't gotta pretend. Just do you ain't gotta pretend. He was doing school while they were doing ends. Now he's doing money and them man are doing pen. You know about 6 or 5 of the men. You know about half of the men follow trends. He said to me, they put guns in the streets. That's what they wanted for me. And I said, gee, someone can fix you a plate, but no one can force you to eat. Like when will he see himself as a king and not just a pawn in these streets? And when will we come together as a tribe and be what intended to be? I just wanna be free, yeah.
Away, I took a little time. I'll pray, we gon' be alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. I think I need some time away. I took a little time. I'll pray, we gon' be alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Okay, alright.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Marquis. You're now watching my video Balance with Los Courtside on CTC Radio. Lock in.
Hey, badass got some bounce to it, turn around it. Let's make a movie, turn around it. Break it down, got the room looking like a bounce house now. Bounce it back, bounce to it, turn around it. Let's make a movie, turn around it. Break it down, got the room looking like a bounce house now. Bounce it back, shawty, we can bounce, we can roll what you want to do. Take beating now, rather be alone. First time we met, girl, I swear it was your eyes. Body minute cool, but I love the way you ride on the big, riding on me. Girl, it's out of sight, satellite. The way you move that boom, boom, gon' have me howling soon. I'm a wolf, used to be a dog, it was over once I met you. Style so fly, with a body to boot. Ain't really got a preference, but I swear I'm for boobs. For that little booty boot, ain't really about the size. The way you spin it round and round, make me never mind. In love with your mind, making me keep sweat, screaming out nobody. Moving like you're the best. Triple threat, the way you do what you do, gon' make me end up a dad while you bounce to it, turn around it. Let's make a movie, turn around it. Break it down, got the room looking like a bounce house now. Bounce it back, bounce to it, turn around it. Let's make a movie, turn around it. Break it down, got the room looking like a bounce house now. Bounce it back, bounce it.
She told me she a freak, I don't doubt it. Dollars fall like the least, better count it. Diamonds rain on my team, now I'm drowning. Fuck with me, best believe I'ma kick her ass up out my place. I don't have no time to waste, I'm still on the paper chase. Know these niggas can't relate, they focus on know what you want from me. You won't catch me on a knee. She said she a cow, so I told her do a cowgirl. How you like me now? Got the money and the power. Wanna hold me down, cause I got 100,000. If she in my section, I might have to get the bouncer. She like, who me? I don't wanna leave. She said, babe, please. Hey, you gotta go. Fuck all the lies, saving a hope.
Bounce to it, turn around it. Let's make a movie, turn around it. Break it down, break it down. Got the room looking like a bounce house now. Bounce it, baby, bounce to it, turn around it. Make a movie, turn around it. Break it down, break it down. Got the room looking like a bounce house now. Bounce it, baby, bounce.
Hey guys, it's Madeline Allen, and you're watching my new single and music video, Red Dot, on Connect the Coast Radio.
Back on my shit, can't hold back, recent the hit. Red dot with the click, big attitude switch. Bet you didn't think your money would get you this. Now we're on your block with the click, and it smells like a bonfire pit. And you're top of the list. Got more information than you think. We ain't aiming for peace. We're here to get even. I hang out with the heathens. Give me this outlet, cause I need it. Keep the same energy when you're begging. I remember everything just a few months later. Bars so hard, I ain't saving them for later. Ended up at home, so I guess I'm grateful. Never felt darkness, so painful. Lost my soul, didn't think that I would make it. I kept fighting, I worked with the children. I left years ago to show them where dreams came from, how to make them, shape them, fight for them and save them. Heard my music offers healing, another reason to stay here. I'm tired and focused, standing tall with no fear. Back on my shit, I don't care. Can't hold back, recent the hit. Red dot with the click, big attitude switch. Bet you didn't think your money would get you this. Now we're on your block with the click, and it smells like a bonfire pit. And you're top of the list. Got more information than you think. We ain't aiming for peace. We're here to get even. I hang out with the heathens. Give me this outlet, cause I need it. Keep the same energy when you're begging. I remember everything just a few months later. Bars so hard, I ain't saving them for later. Ended up at home, so I guess I'm grateful. Back on my shit, can't hold back, recent the hit. Red dot with the click, big attitude switch.
Alright. I'm gonna need to hear your voice a little bit just to see.
Mic check, yo. Yeah. Is it cool when I'm sitting back too? Yeah, it looks like it's picking up pretty well.
Yeah, I think you're... Yeah, that's you on the top. Yeah.
Nah.
These actually mics are pretty good. I remember I was looking up what mics to buy, and for some reason somebody really reviewed these pretty bad.
For real?
Yeah, because they were like saying like it's too good of a mic, so it picks up. Like if your place isn't like soundproof, you pick up everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know, and so I just got it anyway. But now I kind of like that it picks up outdoor ambiance and shit like that. It feels real as fuck. Cause like, that's.
Is this my bad?
Go ahead,
bro.
No, dude.
Is this a fucking dynamic, or do you know what kind of microphone it is?
What's dynamic mean?
Dynamic is like kind of like for stage mics, or like I think it would be necessarily for broadcast as well. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't pick up what it's not focused on. Like if I'm not here on the mic, it's not really picking it up,
Yeah. So that it is, because if you look if you see on the back of mine, I'm below the gain. That controls what area it activates. So right now, so this is like an omnial mic. So like right now, I have it setting so you're just getting this,
right?
And it like, so if you're talking loud enough, it will pick you up, but you're gonna sound like way far away. Okay. Like you're in the back. But then you can switch it where it's like this and then like this for like dual. So when it was just one, I would put it between us and I'll set it that way. So it's just this, but then anything right here is a little less down. It's not like canceled completely,
right?
But it's still, because it picks it up from here.
Yeah, it changes
and then
the
you
pattern.
can set it where it goes omnial, so the whole thing is activated, so you can hear. So that's like if I had like a bunch of people and like it was like 4 of us, and like so like if all 4 of us did it, I'd probably just have one. I'll probably have 2. I'd probably be like one here, and then like one over there. So then it would be like.
That's what I was wondering, because I'm like, how many mics do I need to have like 4 people on an interview?
So this one's on the cardioid pattern. Meaning, like, it's just picking up whatever's in front of it, right?
Yeah.
So is that the front side or the top?
Front.
Front
Yeah, there's nothing up here.
Right.
So the sweet spot is right here.
So, yeah, right here. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's dope.
How many mics would I need, though, to interview 4 people?
4? It depends how you set it up. With this one, you'd be okay with just 1. But if you want, like, nice quality, I would say 2. Because then you could have 1 for like you and somebody else, and then 1 for somebody and another 2, because you can fit 2 people like right here.
Okay, yeah.
But you can do it with 1 because you can set it where it'll pick up everyone, but not anyone will sound particularly that clear.
Yeah.
You know, so I would do 2 if you want, like. I mean, ideally you want 4, but
yeah, exactly.
you know, that's in a perfect world.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on, everybody? It is the Sit Down Podcast, and it's another week, and I'm here, your boy, aka OMG, on the mic. And yeah, I don't know why I came in so hot, guys. I'm sorry if I blew your ears out. But I'm just super excited, guys. This has been such a fun journey in season 2. It's already taken me places that I've never would have thought of and never would have even, planned for. It's almost like it's just like a lily pad of fun over here on the Sit Down Podcast, and I hope you're experiencing that. I know you're not here with me. I know you're not physically here with me, but you're listening to me. You've been following the journey. I hope you've been enjoying it. And this week I have another great venture. I have another great guest. I'm in another great place. If you heard last week's episode, I was in a studio called Room 33. Is that Room 33?
Yeah,
the official.
33,
Yeah.
Recording studio.
And this week I'm still here. I've been sitting here for an entire week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm recording one after another. That's how we do in the podcast world. Sometimes you need a bang for your buck, and so we're doing 2 episodes right here. Actually, I think we're doing 3. Doing 3 episodes. So next week I still will be wearing the same shirt. I haven't changed it. I actually thought about that on the way over here, that I should have brought 2-3 shirts.
It's like that though when you're on the grind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you forget the little things sometimes, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I have a great guest here. It's the first time I met him. I met him through my last guest, Odyssey. That's kind of how we got set up, and I'm glad I get to meet him, man. He seems like an amazing dude. He's a perfect host. And he's somebody you definitely are going to want to hear from, because he has the one and only studio in Santa Maria, and that's something I want to do. And I know for you artists out there, maybe even you podcasters out there, it's something you kind of like look up to and try to get yourself, is your own creative space. It's something I've done in my own apartment, but it'd be dope to have our own little studio. So this is someone you're definitely going to want to listen to, so pay attention. But I introduced my guest here as Little Bones, man. Welcome to the Sit Down Podcast. How are you doing? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, you're having me.
I mean, I'm a guest on the show, you know what I'm saying?
Guest on the show.
Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man. That was a long drive. Shout out to Odyssey Visual. She's in the room too.
She's in right here.
Much love, y'all.
Connecting the dots, you feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how you feeling right now, man? How was today, like a Saturday afternoon, feeling for you?
Sunday.
Oh shit, it's Sunday, man.
But hey, man, usually Sundays are family days for me. But Odyssey's the homie, so she hit me up and then let me know the situation that you guys wanted to set something up. So I'm willing to do that for the homie.
Oh man, well appreciate that. I appreciate. Yeah. I had no idea, man, but I appreciate you taking the time and letting me come in here and.
But it's always a pleasure, man. Like anytime that I could do something that involves connecting with people or just anything to help promote the music or the whole scene and connect with people, like I said, man.
Yeah.
I'm willing to step out and do it.
I wanted to start off with wait, actually no. Tell me the importance of family time, man. That's something I actually haven't talked about a lot on this show.
Everybody should have family time, man. Like, you got to make sure that you guys keep your circle tight. So
yeah,
especially me having a kid, you know. So I always put my daughter first.
So you're a father.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah, I got 1 3-year-old.
Okay.
She's gonna be 4 in January.
4.
Yeah,
so you already got through the terrible 2s and all that. Was it that terrible?
It's getting worse. It's getting worse, man.
It's getting worse.
Nah, it's cool, man. She's a good kid. But yeah, I mean, it's tough.
She catching an attitude these days?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
You know, little girls, you know, girls are always in control. So, you know, I try to make her happy.
What's kind of like your, I guess parenting style, but like, how do you feel as a father? Like, what do you think the father role is like for you now that you have a daughter? Like, what is that?
Being supportive and setting the rules, you know, boundaries. I try not to be too strict because I know it's different. You know, I'm not used to girls because I got 2 brothers.
Okay.
So growing up in an all-man household and just, you know, my mom, of course.
Right.
But, you know, like, it's just, you know, boys, you know. Boys are going to be boys. So it kind of, like, it changed my perspective having a daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I had to have, like, you know, soften up and, like, I have to ask for advice. Like, yo, am I being too hard? You know, I know she's a little girl, but like, it's hard, you know.
So it's just like a complete learning process.
They have those emotions, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, you know, I got to be a little bit more tender with her. But
that's probably cool though, because it's probably opening up new like sides of you that you probably didn't even know.
Right. So yeah, man. Dope. It's different being a father though, for sure.
Cool, dude. So you've been a father for about going on 4 years now. You do music now. You have a studio. Let me get into like how long you've been doing music for, and like kind of where'd you start? How did it all happen?
I started when I was like 12 years old. My uncle King Chip got me into music. So I've been doing it for roughly 15 years now.
15 years.
Yeah. But more on like on a serious level, like 10 years. Like
that's still
I really, yeah, like I used to play football in high school, and my senior year I got kicked off the football team. So like I needed something to do with my time, and that's when I realized like, you know what, like I should take my music more serious. So I started making beats. I was already making beats, but like I started making beats more consistently, and just I would even skip school and just stay home, make music, write music, record myself, and then from there I just started reaching out to people that I listened to. Like I started with JT from In Too Deep. He's a mainstream artist. I don't know if you heard Back to the Hotel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he was one of the cats in that group, and from there I just started sending him beats, and then we ended up doing 2 albums together.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had about 5 songs on 2 albums that we did together.
How was that experience?
So it was life-changing, man. It just let me know that I had the potential to really do this shit. So I just kept going and going, and here I am today, you know.
Yeah.
Opening up a studio and helping to create something for everybody in my area, basically. Like I've been recording a bunch of local artists, and you know, I just hope to inspire other people.
That's all we want in life, man, is just
right.
You know, whenever you, like I was just telling Odyssey, it's like it's about like getting to the top but also lending a hand.
Right.
You know, who wants to be at the top alone?
Right.
Yeah. Loneliest people live in mansions. Oh shit, that's a bar. Hold on, that was a bar?
Yeah, that's a bar.
Right let's go.
Loneliest people live in mansions, man.
Oh man, that's the start of my music career right there.
That could be true. I can see why, you know. But
yeah, so like what is music to you? Like, what do you think music is, and like, do you think it has like influential power in society?
Definitely, I think music is probably the biggest influence, if not definitely one of the biggest influences in the world. You know, like what is life without music? So
rhythmless,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, music it's a little bit of everything to me. Like it's a passion, it's a getaway, and it's just something that I love to do. It's a part of me at this point. But yeah, like I said, like music was just something that like I genuinely fell in love with just by doing it, you know? Like it wasn't something that I pictured myself doing ever. It just happened to be that like it was just something that I gravitated towards too, and I was just a natural at it.
It just like kept being there.
Right. So like, yeah, I was more like into sports growing up, but music was just that hobby that would always like, you know, be there, and I would always gravitate towards it. So now it's my job.
Did I hit record on the Odyssey? Did I hit record on the camera? Is it blinking? Yeah. Oh, let's go. I remember.
I was like, damn.
I fucking remember. I was like, dude, I just missed all that. Damn.
That happened to me before, yeah.
Dope. But yeah, dude, that's kind of crazy to say that, because I remember that used to be basketball for me. You know, like hearing what you're saying, it kind of like, that's what it feels like. It's like when you bounce the ball, it just keeps coming back to you.
Right.
You know, like it never left you, it never hurt you. It just was something that was just waiting for you to like come and like put work into, and it's kind of like you make out of it what you put into it.
Facts.
What was some of like the some of your like favorite songs or favorite bars that you've written throughout your time in music?
One of my favorite songs is called Proud of Me. It was dedicated to my mom. She passed away a little bit over 2 years ago. So that kind of brought me back to being an artist more than just a producer. Like I just found my voice. I felt, you know, like it made me want to go harder. So Proud of Me was definitely like a defining moment for me the past couple years. And I've been working on an album with my uncle King Trip, and we got some bangers on there. So like that's kind of where I've been putting a lot of my energy into. So, and it kind of lets me know like where my mind state is at right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm at a point of separation, meaning that not putting myself above anybody or anything, but like in order for me to grow as a person, like I have to separate myself and really, you know, dig deeper and find myself.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in life, and I'm expressing that in the music, but also in a way of manifesting things. Like I talk about, you know, being successful and trying to come up and not focusing on bullshit. Like that's always my like point in music. If you listen to my songs, you'll hear me like, you know, like that's where I kind of go at. Like my form of expression is usually like I'm not focused on negativity. I just want to be successful.
Right.
So you'll hear that in the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you cause you said a form of separation and stuff like that, and how do you kind of like execute that? Like what does that really look like? Do you kind of like sit alone, or do you sit in here with the lights off and just like pen to the paper? Like how do you kind of find that like that stuff inside? You know what I mean? How do you bring that out?
Man, just like I have a lot of, you know, I overthink everything. So to me, it's like, you know, sometimes I gotta ignore my phone, and I apologize to everybody because I know people be like, hey, you take too long to write back or whatever. Like I got so many text messages, calls, DMs, all that. But sometimes I just want to shut it off and just like really focus on like what is my goal, like what am I trying to do, you know, and how can I make that happen. So when I say separation, I don't mean like I don't want to communicate with people. I just mean like I just want to find myself first and get to where I want to be, because in order to help people, you got to help yourself first.
Yeah.
If you're not where you want to be, how can you help somebody else get where they want to be? So
yeah,
that's what I mean, like form of separation. Like I just like, you know, just process my thoughts and how can I make it happen.
Yeah, because it's true. Because if you're not solid and you're helping people, you might break.
Facts.
Yeah, that's another bar. I don't know where it's coming from, dude. I think it's the studio, bro. There's something going on here.
Vibes, bro. It's the vibes.
But that's awesome, dude. Like, I love that message that you're pushing, because that's also really important. Because I think a lot of people forget that part.
Right.
They forget about themselves. They forget to, like, because like the whole motto in society is keep moving forward. Like, oh, like your girl just broke up, you keep moving forward. You whatever happened, just keep moving forward. Like, just keep. And it's just like, yeah, but at the same time, if you just keep moving forward with that baggage, it gets harder and harder to move forward. So you gotta lighten your load,
right?
And like really speak to yourself.
Facts.
You know, and like really figure that out, or else it just gets harder and harder to move forward when it doesn't have to be that way. You know, so I think that's a very important message to like promote, of like separation and sitting with yourself. And I think that's also like what happened with this COVID pandemic stuff, is people had to do that, and they didn't realize that they were carrying all that baggage and all that weight and all that pain and trauma and stuff that they never, because they're just constantly moving forward.
Sometimes you got to take a break. Like, that's why, shout out to my brother, my older brother. He does all my music videos, well, majority of them. But he's like really big on mental health and meditation. So like he's somebody that I vent to pretty often. And you know, he brings awareness to my like problems. He knows how to word things and put things into perspective that it just helps me as a person, like, you know, get that mental clarity that I'm looking for.
Right.
So definitely, like, I feel like everybody just be on the go, like you said, man. And sometimes it's important to just take a breather.
Yeah.
You know, take that time, relax, and like really process things, you know, because sometimes, like you said, man, like there could be something in the back of your head that's bugging you, in your everyday life, and you didn't even take the time to really process that trauma or an event that you might have went through. You know, like it's important to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Something I've really been taking up is meditation.
Yeah. That's important, man. Like, you know, you need that. You need to breathe and you know, just
exactly
take that moment of just relax.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I know like meditation is something that like I feel like meditation's like a kind of like a buzzword nowadays, you know, because there's like I feel like there's like so many different ways people like push it and stuff. And I think really what meditation is just like a way of sitting with yourself, you know, because like for me, I try to really like make a point of like if there's a thought that keeps coming to my head and constantly nagging at me and like giving me anxiety or anxious for some reason, I like will sit like and just in the car and like ask, like kind of give myself a therapy session and be like, all right, man, like what's going on with you, Aunt? Like what? And then I'm like, okay, like, all right, that's the issue. What's the solution? And I think of the solution. I'm like, okay, that's the solution. Let me execute. And so now every time that thought, because it's going to come back, you know, meditation isn't a heal all be all. It's like something to quiet the voices in your head and think clear. You know what I mean? Because you can't figure out a problem if you don't know what the problem is.
Right.
So you have to listen to yourself, you know, because people push that away. Like, it's too much for them to like hear themselves.
Right.
You know, because they say like, you probably heard it, like, you're your own biggest critic. Like, have you heard that before?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, if that's true, then yourself, because you probably yourself knows best for yourself. So it's like, I don't know. It's just this whole.
I feel like the media, I wouldn't say the media, but like in today's society, it's like not good to have like emotions or feelings, you know?
Yeah.
Like people try to brush it off and ignore the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, we are human. So I feel like a lot of people don't try to pay attention to those thoughts, or they just brush them off like, I'll get over it, you know, just being hard-headed. But sometimes that isn't the case. Sometimes you really do need to sit and think about what problems you might be facing and what can you do about those problems.
So. Right. That's fully. So transitioning out a little bit of that, dude, something I was curious about is the name Lil Bones.
Right.
Where did that come from? Why Little? Where's like, because Lil's like a real thing in like hip hop, you know, like Lil Wayne, Lil Uzi, you know, but like, so like, why the name Lil Bones?
Man, funny story, but when I was about 8 years old, a cousin that I have through marriage was actually named Bones, and he was from one of the hoods out here in San Maria.
That was like his actual name?
That's his nickname.
Oh, okay.
Like his hood name. But he would always tell me like, hey, you're gonna be Lil Bones, you know? And I was like, okay, like, you know, I'm 8. I didn't think nothing.
You're like,
of it.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, but he was talking about like from the hood. And I, like when I grew up, you know, I was probably like 12, and that's when I started making music, like I said. So I was thinking like, man, like what could my name be? And everybody used to call me Crispy, because my name's Chris Perez.
Okay.
So they would just call me Crispy. But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go by that, you know?
Yeah.
So that just popped in my head. I was like, Lil Bones, like fuck it, I'm gonna run with it. And then yeah,
you've been that ever since? You never like had different names or anything other than Crispy?
Nah, I tried to think of a name, but it just didn't happen. Like I just kept it.
Names kind of have to come organically,
right?
You know, and they have to feel right. They're kind of like, it's kind of like a sweater. You gotta put it on and be like, do you like this?
Yeah, like this shit fits, you know.
Yeah.
So I just stuck with it, man. Like it just became me, I guess.
That's rare, dude, because a lot of artists go through a bunch of different name changes.
Right.
You know, and like it's kind of like we were just saying though, like it's like the sweater, like they put on that sweater, like, oh, I'm gonna be, you know, this cool, and then they're like, nah, and they switch it.
Right.
You know, and so leading with that, like, do you feel like you are Little Bones, or do you feel like when you rap or when you get into that music mode, that's Little Bones? Like, is there like a separation between like Chris and Lil Bones?
Man, like I think about that sometimes. Like I feel like I said, it became a part of me. Like everything, like music wise, name wise, it's just my persona, my character, my image.
Yeah.
So at this point, the way that I express my music, I feel like I am Lil Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I don't sugarcoat shit in my music. Like I usually just speak facts, you know, or experiences, and like I said, like my point of view, how I feel, and you know, I put it all in the music.
Yeah.
It's all real feelings. So it's not like I'm trying to be something that I'm not.
Right. So you're like very authentically yourself at this point. Very mature in the music.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's important because I know imposter syndrome is a huge thing in like any industry. I know as like a podcaster, like you start trying to act like a certain host or a certain like character in other podcasts and stuff, and it's funny because it's like you spend your whole life trying to do something like you, meaning like you spend your whole life making music, trying to make music how you make music. So you go through all these different like phases and impersonations and all this stuff. So like, who are some of like the people that you kind of like looked up to and like took inspiration off of like early on or even now?
Growing up, I was a real big 50 Cent fan. So like, and the thing that I like about 50 Cent is because like, not only is he spitting some gangster shit, but like you can learn something from him. If you listen to him, like his music has a message. Regardless of like what he might be saying, sometimes it's like, you know, some crazy shit. Like, you know, I ain't from no hood. I never, you know, sold drugs and none of that. But at the end of the day, like his music is a message and he's a hustler. Like it teaches you some shit about business, you know?
Yeah.
So I looked up to 50 Cent as an inspiration. Definitely Tupac. My mom was real big on E40 and Snoop. So that's where I feel like I got some of my style from, you know? And of course, I'm from the West Coast too. So yeah, so it all falls into place.
All right.
As of right now, I like Lil Wayne and Big Sean, wordplay wise. Nipsey Hussle, I was real big on Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. to him. And I love people that are authentic. You could hear it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can tell that they are being themselves.
Yeah.
And they offer something unique.
And that makes so much sense because like you could only offer that by being yourself.
Facts.
You know, because like I actually told audiences too is like no matter what, even if I did music for 15 years, I could never do it like you. You know, and like if you start doing podcasting, you would never do it like me. And that's where the uniqueness comes from. But like if I'm trying to be like you, I'll never be unique. You know what I mean? So it's like being that authentic. It's funny because it's like everyone you named has that too, and it makes so much sense. Like already just even like knowing you for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's true though, man. Like there will never be another 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Or another Tupac, another Lil Wayne. Like at the end of the day, there might be people that get inspiration from them or ideas, and that's cool. Like there's nothing wrong with that because everybody has inspirations that they look up to or might take a little bit from and connect it to themselves though because like they can relate to it. Or
that's just part of being human.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, I mean, it's just about putting your character into it, you know?
Yeah.
Never try to duplicate, but you could take ideas. There's nothing wrong with that. You know?
Dude. So I kind of want to get into, because you're 15 years in the game, dude. You're probably one of the most mature artists I've ever talked to so far.
For real?
Yeah, because everyone I've talked to, you know, like I've talked to a few artists, like, you know, like D-Banks, he's been doing it for what, like 2-3 years now, maybe 4. I've talked to another one, Rico James, he's been doing it about 3-4 years, you know, like, so I've talked to artists that, you know, have been in like, you know, 3-4 years in the game, but like 15 years, that's insane, dude. 15 years, like my basketball career, I felt it was forever, and I only did 10.
Oh shit, that's a long career.
I played from like organized middle school to senior in college, so it's like that was a 10-year span. But like,
how old are you?
24, turning 25 in January.
Oh shit, you young, man. I'm 27.
27.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought you were probably my age at least.
Well, I appreciate that. It means I show mature.
Right.
Maturity.
Nah, that's facts. Yeah.
I'm glad I do. But being 15 years in the game, dude, like, look at this guy. You just got this beautiful studio, dude. This thing is dope. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of maturity to do something like this, to pull something off.
Right.
You know, because especially nowadays, dude, everyone just wants it handed to them. Everybody thinks it's just a pill to lose weight. Everyone just thinks it's a magic trick to get attention and all this stuff. It just happens, you know? But it's like, this is a lot of work, you know? Like you were explaining earlier, like you created this space with intention of creativity.
Right.
You know, and like some people might not do that. They might not take that time. But the reason why you do have it is because you do take that time. You know, because pulling something like this off is complex. You know, so like kind of getting to is like, what's the history of that? Like, when did you get this? When did you bring me to day one? Like, was this something like,
man,
were you like 5 years, 10 years in, you're like, I want to get a studio, or was it kind of like how'd this even come to fruition?
This shit started with a laptop. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember having conversations with my dad when I was about 16, because I used to work on beats and recording on the family computer in the living room, you know? And my mom would be vacuuming right there while I'm recording, and I would yell at her. You know, I'd be like, hey, turn that shit off.
Like, I can't hear shit.
Facts. Like, I'd be like, Mom, turn that shit off. Like, I'm recording right now. And they used to talk shit like, man, like, no, I ain't gonna turn it off for you.
Yeah.
But I would just, you know, we'd be arguing about it, and my dad's like, you ain't no fucking Dr. Dre. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. Like, this was a real conversation. My homie always tells me, like, I remember your dad telling you ain't Dr. Dre. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, to be here where I'm at today, like, I'm still not Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, you know, like, it's just funny to think about it now, because I remember hitting about age 16, and I told my dad, I was like, hey, buy me a laptop, you know? Like, I need one. And he was like, for what? Like, I told him, you know, I'm trying to make this music happen. And he was a little hesitant at first, but I was like, it's not a waste of money. Like, it's an investment. You know, so I was already thinking like this back then.
Already doing a sales pitch too.
Yeah, I was like, it's an investment. Like, I'm gonna make this money back. You know, like it would you know, help me. So he got me the laptop, and then I remember I was selling beats for like $50 back then, and I had people buying the beats. You know, and then next thing you know, I was selling for $100. Then I started doing my beat website, and then from there, you know, like I said, like it just took off, bro. Like I really pushed it.
Yeah.
I made it happen. And then I had a home studio set up. I started getting little pieces of equipment here and there. Long story short, like I got to where I'm at today, you know?
Yeah.
Like it started with a laptop, like I said, but little by little, everything that I made off of it, I always put it back into the music.
Yeah.
That's the way to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So I'm just blessed to have the talent and the mindset to where I knew I could make it. I could make something happen and create this opportunity for myself and be able to share it with others now.
Yeah, dude.
So, and this building actually, me and my dad actually built all this shit, like the booth and everything, like soundproofing it and all that. Yeah, like we did all the construction. We built all the panels on the walls. So it's like from the ground up, man. Like it started from one thing and led to another.
Damn.
But yeah,
so
man.
You said you had a house studio earlier, right?
Yeah.
That was like in your apartment or what? Or
no, I was staying with my uncle, and my room was a studio. Like these couches were in my room. I slept on this couch right here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is a futon.
Okay.
Like, bro, like sacrifices, man. Like anything to make it happen. Like I needed that workspace, and I put that before anything else to create that opportunity.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it came a long way, man. Like I'm glad, and I'm so happy to be in this position right now, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude. This is truly amazing.
Thank you.
And I commend you, dude. Like that's definitely. And so since I have you, dude, and you're such like you're gonna be such an inspiration. You already are an inspiration. I'm just saying to like the people that listen to me.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. And I definitely want to take this time and expand more on mindset. I think that's very important here. And try to get people a little bit behind the scenes of who you are and how you did it. So like, how important is it to have like a plan? Did you have a plan? Or was it kind of just like you talk? Maybe it was even a short-term plan, and then that led to another plan. Like how important is plan in this type of process?
It's definitely important to have a goal. You know, there's short-term goals, there's long-term goals. In order to make a long-term goal happen, you have to have short-term goals, of course. You know, like how can I get to where I want to be in 2 years? You know, my next goal is buying a house, but how can I make that happen? You know, so that's just an example. But you have to understand that it takes effort, patience, sacrifice, you know, and you really got to put your all into it. You can't just say you want something to happen and you're going half-ass at it. So setting a goal and putting in the work is what matters. But definitely important to set goals, man.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that might be overlooked, you know?
The planning aspect, huh?
Yeah, the planning of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also the execution.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like not to cut you off.
No,
man,
go ahead.
But I feel like that comes with people being hesitant, because for so long, like I've had this idea of like, man, I need a studio, I need a workspace, like a real workspace. And I was always hesitant, like, man, like what if it doesn't work? What if I fail?
Yeah.
And I was scared.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm putting all my eggs into one basket, man. Like if this doesn't work, like, you know, shit could fall off, man. You know? But you got to be willing to make that jump, for sure.
Is it really a jump? Does it feel like a jump?
It did, bro, but you'll never be ready. You just do it. And once you do it, you realize like, damn, like why did I wait so long? Like I could have been doing this, you know? It's just about believing in yourself. But it really does, at that first thought, man, it's like, man, like I'm really putting it all on the line right now. But when you do it, you're gonna thank yourself for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great right there, dude. Can you speak on a time, like a personal experience time, where you felt like quitting and you kind of felt like maybe this shit isn't for me? Like, is there like, did you have ever those moments of like extreme self-doubt or anything like that, and then like you came out of it? I mean, obviously you did, but did you ever have those thoughts? Did they really linger around? Like how present was failure and doubt in your mind during all this?
Man, I still have those thoughts. I mean, it's normal, bro. We're human. Like,
yeah,
it's normal to have doubts. It's normal to second guess yourself. But the thing is, you just gotta realize, like, if you really want something to happen, you gotta make it happen. Like, you can't hesitate. You can't wait for somebody else to do it. It's like, you just gotta really believe in yourself, man. Like, after all those negative thoughts, or like, you know, you might have people like trying to shut it down, whatever you might be wanting to do, but you really just gotta listen to yourself and be like, what really pushed me is what I was just thinking, like, man, like, am I gonna really do this or not? Am I gonna keep half-assing it and then hope that one day it just happens?
It just pops.
I was like, I could easily go get a job, you know, that pays good, but I can't always, like, you know, try to do this music shit. It's either I'm gonna do it or I'm not. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
That's a real talk in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. And if all fails, like, there's always a job that you can go get, man. If that's what you're trying to do, like if it's a business or something, or, you know, you're trying to make a career out of your passion, that's what I was thinking. Like, man, I could always go get a job. I'm not gonna be, you know. I'm still young, man. So I just made it happen.
Wow, dude. No, that's inspiring. I was about to cry right there, dude. That's really inspiring, especially as, like, you know, like me, dude, because I'm doing the same thing. You know, I'm just starting. Like, I'm a year in on this podcasting thing, and, you know, I have dreams and have ideas and stuff, but, you know, like you said, it's like
I be stumbling on my thoughts, bro. But like, you get what I'm trying to say, right?
I hear you, dude. I hear you 100%. I think you're speaking very clearly and maturely, and I think a lot of people are gonna hear this message for sure, dude.
It just puts me back in that thought process where I was right there thinking it, bro. Like, I kept telling myself I'm either gonna do it or I ain't. So, like,
how long did you battle with that?
Here, years, bro.
Years,
yeah. Especially because, like, I was going through a bad relationship with my ex-girlfriend that I have a kid with. So, you know, like, it was different. You know, I had to be able to provide for my daughter. I was going to school. I was working 2 jobs. Like, I was working at a gas station, and then on my days off, or even the days that I was working and I didn't have school, I would work with my dad doing construction, you know, roofing or whatever he might need help with. So, like, I was always having that pressure on me, like, yo, we need like this and that, you know? And then, you know, the relationship ended up falling apart for whatever reason. And then I still had to provide for my daughter, and, you know? So it was always like pressure, like, man, like, how can I make this happen to where it's my full-time job without having my daughter suffer and going without, you know? So it was like it was a rough transition. Right. It was. But it happened, you know?
It's not always perfect, huh?
Nah, definitely not. But that's another reason why it was so hard to get to this point, because, like, I didn't put myself first. But at one point when I just said, you know, I'm not going to deal with, like, a toxic relationship. Like, I'm going to do what the fuck I need to do and what I want to do. You don't have to believe in me, because that was a part of it too, like, the belief, you know? Like, she didn't believe that this shit would happen.
Yeah.
So it was, like, constantly just, like, nagging when I would go to the studio or do whatever the fuck I needed to do career-wise. It just, like, nobody believes that you could do music for a living. It's kind of hard to believe, you know?
Yeah.
So, but here I am.
Doing it, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, it is hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah. These are hard industries, man. Whenever you're kind of into any type of form of, like, entertainment, it's hard.
Right.
You know, like, whenever the industry's relying on other people, like, fucking with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, music, they have to fuck with you. Like, people have to, you know, and same with, like, what I'm doing. It's everything. And I think just from getting with just even just these simple sit down right here, dude, like, I can see why you made it, dude.
Thanks,
it makes
bro.
sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's crazy, dude. We're gonna have to talk more and more.
For sure.
So one thing I wanted to get into, this is more for my non-music people right here, especially with me. because I'm also curious. So this is like very curious question is like, what exactly is a music producer / engineer? Like, what does that mean? What does it entail?
Music producer or engineer, there's different engineers. You could be a recording engineer, meaning like you do the recording process, make sure that the mic levels are good and you're capturing great recordings, making sure that you're running the right equipment, stage setting, make sure that you're setting up the equipment properly. There's mix engineers, meaning you do the song mix, the creative part, making sure that the vocals and all the levels are proper. And then there's mastering engineers who make sure that the final level and the final outcome of the song is up to par with, radio ready play. So me being all three, like it's like there's different levels to it,
There's a lot to it, yeah.
And there's also executive producers. My opinion and what an executive producer might be is like they oversee the whole song from the creative aspect to the technical aspect of it. So like, I might tell somebody, hey, on the hook, maybe you should change these words around, or maybe you should change this phrase, or notes, whatever, or take that instrument out, swap it with this,
right?
Change the arrangement. Like it could be a number of things that an executive producer might want to do or oversee the project. There's also beat makers, people that just do the compositions of instruments and all that,
right?
But overall, those are all part of being a producer.
Okay.
Like if you call yourself a producer, most likely you know how to do all those things.
Yeah, because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Unless you, because it kind of sounds like a team.
Yeah.
Like there's like position coaches for like point guards, shooting guards, big men. Then you have the overall coach, would be like the executive producer, who like kind of is involved with everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm hearing. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah. Like, I mean, everything takes a team, man. Like it can't just be one man all the time.
Yeah, dude.
So the more brains you put together, chances are you're gonna come out with a better outcome.
Exactly.
So, and also being able to do all those things it's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think you have to know a little bit about everything in order to have a team. Or if you're gonna be like the head of the team, because you got to teach people how to do it, or if they need help, things like that. Unless you hire like experts at it,
Right.
Unless that's just what they do, then that's trust. Then
it's all part of like building value. Like the more you bring to a table, the more valuable you are. So like I'm honestly, like I've practiced all these things, so I'm blessed to be able to offer that to people.
Right. Yeah.
Like I could even be a vocal coach. Like me being an artist myself, when I'm recording people, I'm able to tell them like, hey, maybe you should add more emphasis or more passion into that. Like I want to feel it. Like it sounds good, but I don't feel it right now. So yeah, just being able to help throughout the whole process. Yeah, man, it's different.
Yeah, and I think you only get there with 15 years of experience. You know what I mean? Like
facts.
Like you can't just jump into that role.
Right.
And I think that's important to let younger artists know is like, you can't. There's no speedy way to get to where you're at. You know, it's really just about time, hard work, consistency.
Definitely.
You can't just jump into it, because I feel like that happens too. I mean, that even happens to me. You try to like overbite.
Right.
And you end up with too much to chew. Yeah. So I'm spitting bars right now, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, we might have to jump in the booth after this interview.
Man.
We might have to make a little
make a music
like
video,
an
bro,
interlude or something, man. We might have to do a drop for your podcast.
Hey, dude, that'd be
something,
dope.
man.
Hey, dude, you know what? That'll be pretty sick. I can send you my intro beat and we can make it like you can sample it. That'd be hard.
You got one?
I have an intro beat. Yeah.
All right, bet.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. It's 44 seconds. This is my little intro, just a little melody. So
you can put it on this episode.
Oh shit! I'll be down, man. I'll be down.
Special edition. Nah, I'm playing.
Bonus at the end, bro. That'd be sick. That'd be a cool outro to like end the podcast with a banger, just to give them like a cool like they could just vibe out like after the podcast. That'd be pretty hard.
Yeah,
that'd be hard.
For sure.
Dude, I wanted to jump into, because I do a little intake, but I don't call it research, because I don't like to know everything about everybody that I sit down with. I like just to know the basis, because for me, if I already know, I might forget to ask you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, and that does a disservice to the audience, So I like to go in kind of a little naive, because I will ask the questions that the audience probably is wondering as well, because they have no idea. right?
Right.
And so one thing I was curious about, and obviously it's a eye catcher, is you have like, it says music on BET, Netflix, CBS, TV One, and a couple, and it says and more. I think I might be missing one, but what is that music, and like where's like what is that?
Those are those are compositions that I've done for it's a company called True Music. They're a sync licensing catalog based in Pasadena. And I actually linked up with them, I want to say early 2013, and they loved the music that I showed them, so we just started working together. And when they had production runs, I would just send music, like submissions of all my beats that I was working on at that time, and they would select them, add them to their catalog, and when they would have contracts for TV shows, they would pitch them and throw them into the shows.
Wow.
So I've done a lot of shows, man, like Real Husbands of Hollywood with Kevin Hart.
What?
Yeah.
You had your beat on there?
A bunch, bro. Like, I'm on multiple seasons at this point. You know, it's been 7 years of TV shows that I've been in.
And it's like the music that like, transitioning between shots or music that's in shots, right?
Right. Background music, all that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've done the Keisha Cole show, Gabrielle Union show, Black Lightning. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, so I've done The Neighborhood. It's a movie with Cedric the Entertainer. Single Ladies. Man, I can't even think of all the shows, bro. It's a big list, but...
Wow, dude.
I have over 100 beats that are always being licensed to TV shows. So.
And is that what they call royalties?
Yeah.
So every time it's just played or streamed, or how does that work? Like, how is that part? It's just every time like someone watches it, you get a little like slit, a little cut?
Yeah. So they pay like cents per play, and it also depends on the duration and all that. It also depends if the songs have lyrics or they don't. It could depend on the network that is played on. You know, if it's like a big network like Fox or like CBS, all that. Like every network pays differently. So, yeah, I see some money. I'm not gonna lie though, I got a bad contract. You know, so I got fucked over. You know, just me being young and my manager at the time not wanting to take the proper steps to make sure that we got paid properly.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is though. I mean, it's still
on the resume,
man. Yeah, exactly. And it was a good learning experience, man. And just being able to say that I've done that is like, you know, it's like something that somebody dreams of.
It's like a badge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because a lot of artists would dream of that.
Right.
You know, that's kind of like, and don't let me speak for you, but like, that's kind of like an I made it moment. Is that kind of how you felt, or did you have that moment earlier or later on? Or was the studio the I made it moment?
Nah, being 19 at that time. And I had just produced a beat for E40 as well that year. So like that moment or that whole like time period, I was just like, man, like shit's gonna change soon, you know? Like I'm probably gonna, you know, change my whole lifestyle and shit.
Yeah.
And then and like I was going through like a rough patch with my family and all that, you know, so it was like, man, like this is life changing. You know, that's how I felt. Everything was so inspiring.
Wow.
I had put my all into that music, man. Like I was on the road to LA every freaking week. Like I would be out there 2-3 days out the week and then come back home, you know.
Yeah.
And then next week do it again and just keep trying to seize these opportunities.
Just in it, huh?
So like, I was waiting for that big check to come, you know.
Yeah.
I swear, like, man, like I should have been paid like a couple $100,000 back then, you know. Like that's how crazy it was. Like I was like, man, like I'm just waiting and that never happened, you know. So it's like starting from ground one again, and I'm glad that it happened though, in a way, because I had to, you know, really figure out what the industry is like.
And that's the next. I was like one of the next phases, right? Like because it's kind of like music's like, it's like step one, like make music, right? And then it's like step two, like get people to listen to it, and then once all that happens, it's like, okay, now you're in the industry, and like now it's kind of like, and that's probably like, all right, what the fuck is this industry shit?
See, that's why I push this a lot lately. Like, it's one thing to be able to do music, and it's another thing to be able to do business. So, like, when you understand... Facts, bars. When you understand that this is a business, you start looking at it a little bit differently. And it kind of kills the passion of, like, creating the music, you know? But you have to understand, like, if you really want to do this, you got to know how to do both, you know? You could do good music, but if you don't know how to do good business, chances are... it's not gonna happen. But yeah, man, that's with anything though. Anything that you do, you have to understand that it's a business.
It reminds me of Jay-Z's bar of, I don't do business. Oh no,
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business. right?
No, I'm not a businessman. I just do business, man.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's a bar. That's
true.
That's just probably cultivated everything you just said right there. That's crazy.
Right.
Makes sense. So like, this is speaking to like more mature artists that may listen to this. Is kind of what do they have to know? What would you say is some of the stuff like that you learned through that like process of kind of getting fucked over?
Excuse me.
Like what would you pass on to them about like this whole contract and music business? Like what are some like a little gems you can give to them?
Know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, like it's okay to be excited, you know? Like when a big opportunity comes, like you want to just fucking go all in. But make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. For sure. Overlook your contracts, learn the lingo, learn how to read it. If you don't know how to read it, make sure you find somebody that does. And yeah, man, like also it's not about just the upfront money. Like, yeah, we might be eager to get paid, but make sure that you know that you're not, you know, getting gypped or something, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, just make sure that you learn something. Like before you just go head into something, you got to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
That's all I can say.
That makes sense. It's kind of like yeah, we'll pay you, you know, like $50K rather than giving you like 2% of the company.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
that's funny too, cause like to bring up a story, I'm pretty sure you probably read it or seen the video about it. But the dude that sings one of the songs, or he's the voice of Simba on The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
They offered him $2 million up front, and he denied it. He said, "Just pay me my royalties." And I've heard he's made over $20 million in royalties since the movie came out. So like that's just an example.
That's just knowing.
Yeah, like sometimes it's cool to take a payout, but just know like what you might be missing out on in the long run. It's a gamble, but
like really look at it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like a. I don't know if it's a cliche. I know it's a saying where it's like, would you rather get $100,000 now or $1 million in 5 years?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. It's like that type of like situation. It's exactly what it is. It's really just a gamble though, huh?
Right.
Like just knowing like, you know what, this is something good right here. This is something like, let me not take the short-term benefit.
Right. And see, the reason why, to bring up my personal experience, the reason why I know I got fucked over is because I learned about it afterwards. Is publishing is where the music, you know, that's the ownership of the music. You don't sell your publishing. And if you do, you got to get paid out like a good chunk of money. You don't just give away your rights to something, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I was aware of it at the time, but, you know, my manager, he was so like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he just wanted to jump on it. He's like, man, let's just do it and show him what we could do. Let's just do it. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm trusting you, you know? Like, you know, you do the business side of things, I do the music. That's how it's going to be. So I trusted him. But don't ever sell your rights to your music. Like, you got to maintain some type of ownership to it. And if you don't, then it's got to be like a good payout, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be reasonable. Like, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's business. You got to know what you're doing.
Right. And you get what you negotiate.
Exactly.
Mm.
If not, maintain partial ownership or full ownership, you know? So that's where we lost out. We didn't get a payout and we didn't maintain any ownership. So it was just like a bad deal.
Yeah.
Like, why do that?
Right. That's kind of funny because that's owning your, like, they call it an IP, right? In podcasting. I don't know if it's in music, but it's basically like owning your show's rights. And that's like a big topic in podcasting these days because the biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan, he's making waves and all this because he owns 100% of his show.
Yeah.
And I was listening to his episodes and stuff, and he was dropping gems about it and was like, he's like, I just, because like one of his guests were asking like, how are you doing it, Joe? Like, what, like, how are you like making it all? He's like, dude, I own everything. And he's like, I've been offered like very generous sums of money and even just for half the show and all this stuff. And he's like, I always just said no because once people get involved, it's kind of like letting the wolf in the hen house or the fox in the hen house. You know, once you let a
excuse me,
what does it call it? Coyote, once you let like a predator in or let something else in, it's always hard to get them out. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like ownership is like very valuable because also too, you got to ask yourself, why are they offering this much money?
Right.
You know, so it's that valuable. So maybe I should hold on to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of one of those things. It's probably like what that guy said is like, why they offer me $2 million? You know what I mean? $2 million for voice, like voice acting. I think that's kind of high. Like,
yeah.
And so it's just
money.
Like, you know what? I think this is gonna be big. So it's like you kind of have to look at that too. I think that's something huge in podcasting right now, because everybody wants to be produced by Showtime or produced by somebody or whatever. You get all like the recognition and all that stuff, but like you don't own shit. You just show up and hit the mic. You know, you can't just say what you want because it's not your shit. You know what I mean? So because they have an image, because now it's like you're backing an image, your representation of Showtime or whoever the hell is producing you, and they might not be like, you can't say that, like, oh, like, you know what I mean, if you say that, it's gonna make us look bad and shit. So now it's like you just lost control of what made the show so good.
Yeah, you got to follow all these restrictions now.
Yeah, it's not your shit no more.
Right. And that's another thing too, like, it's like, for example, like, it's like when they say somebody could look rich and be broke, but the man that doesn't look rich is probably the one that has more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, man.
Live within your means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like people could be on Showtime and chances are they're getting a small check, but it looks good. You know, it looks cool. But the dude, like you said, Joe Rogan, he owns all his shit. Like he probably has more money, like regardless of if it's Showtime or not. You know,
exactly.
I don't know who that is, to be honest, but I heard the name. I heard the name for sure, but like
he's
I don't know if
he's the biggest podcaster in the game.
If he's on a big network too, or he's on his own.
He owns his own shit.
Oh, see,
he owns everything, and he just did a deal with Spotify, for $100 million, and all it is that he just puts his podcast exclusively on Spotify. He still owns everything. So that all they can do now, they just own everything. I mean, they don't own anything. They just, now Spotify's the only ones that will have the Joe Rogan podcast. And so in theory, that brings, because he gets like, I think he gets anywhere between like 10 and 20 million monthly listeners.
Damn.
So he brings that many listeners to because Spotify's trying to up their podcasting game, because podcasting is hot right now.
Right.
And so Spotify now just took 20 million listeners on average. That's not a high, that's on average, from Apple Podcast, because now Joe Rogan is no longer going to be on Apple Podcast. And that is worth $100 million. But he gets to own everything still. He's still completely in control. He owns his show. They can't take shit away from him. He just has to put his episodes on there only now.
Right.
That's insane.
That's crazy, man.
That's insane, huh?
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's just, and that deal is huge, even for me, the little guy, because it's a limitation. It's a limitation, not a limitation. It's like a verification that podcasting is a real industry. It's a real business, and there's real money in here, and this is valuable.
Right.
You know, so even for me, I might not ever see that money, but that money's there and it's possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, it just trickles down now. You know, because now podcasters can ask for that type of money if they, you know what I mean? They can ask for good chunks of money and stuff like that now. So it's just a big move, and but yeah, Joe Rogan, yeah.
Just keep doing your thing, bro.
It's crazy. You gotta learn the business, and that's something, you know, I'm slowly learning, but I don't want to learn too quick, because it's like I have a lot going on still. You know, I'm still trying to just focus on the show. So
right.
Yeah.
Just keep developing.
Keep developing, dude.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here, man. I think we've been over pretty much everything. We're doing really great on time. Oh, shit.
King Trip's been waiting outside.
Let's go. You want to go get him?
He's been calling me. Nah, I don't even know if he's out there. It's been about 30 minutes. That shit flew by.
It flew by. I mean, we're at about to be an hour right now.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a short episode, but we made it the full way.
Hey, this is the time limit right here, dude.
That's cool, man.
I just took a peek at my thing. We covered every single thing, bro, and more, way more too.
I was gonna add to your last point about like the podcasting being a growing industry and Joe Rogan exclusively doing a deal with Spotify.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Because a lot of artists, they drop music specifically on Tidal first, because Spotify pays about 4 to 5 times the amount of royalties that other streaming platforms pay out. So like a lot of people will like, exclusive Spotify drop for the first week, you know, in hopes that people will go to Tidal and become listeners, because it benefits the artist.
Wow.
Yeah, so like,
okay,
that's cool that he does that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it just draws listeners to go to that platform, you know.
Exactly.
So and it probably worked in his favor, obviously, if he did that deal with Spotify.
Yeah, because it's like now those 20 million listeners are listening to Joe Rogan. Even if they just listen to Joe Rogan now, there's a chance that they might start listening to other podcasts on that platform.
Right.
You know, your chances go high like that. If 20 million people listen to it, the chances are you're going to get a solid amount of people listening to other podcasts. You know, so that's great.
Is there apps or streaming platforms that are specifically only podcasts?
Yeah, so there's but those are like, those ones aren't huge, but they're there. There's like Castbox. That's one. There's I'm on them. Castbox. There's what are they? Caster, I think. I don't even know their names because I rarely get streams on there.
I'm gonna start one called the podcasting couch.
Hey, there we go. The podcast, the red couch, bro.
The casting couch coming soon.
But yeah, dude, there are. It's hard to promote those because people don't have those apps. I don't know who has those. I haven't found the audience that has those apps.
Right.
But because my streams come from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a little bit of Google Podcasts. Those are like the 4 main ones that people listen to me now. But now that I have YouTube, it's like YouTube just is like way more viewership now than my audio, because a lot of people have been waiting for the video.
Right.
I just haven't had the means of it, but now I got one, so that's where a lot of my views are going.
Hell yeah, man.
We're a visual society nowadays, as
Right.
you should know, because you have pretty dope music videos.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, man, that's another thing too. See, we was talking about dropping videos exclusively on OnlyFans. Not necessarily explicit content, but just the fact that they have to pay to subscribe and watch your videos. It's like, man, like, take advantage.
Tell me why. I was thinking about that, dude.
Do that.
I was thinking about I was thinking about doing the podcast on OnlyFans. And these videos, like, it would be snip clips on YouTube for like promotion so you can get a taste, but then the full episodes are on OnlyFans.
Hey, bro, like, we might be thinking ahead on something. Like, it might be a platform that starts that, like, oh, any content that you do and you want to get paid for people to
per
view
video.
Like, even if it's not videos, like, it could just be anything at this point.
Yeah, anything.
Audio, pictures. Like, people pay you to see your shit. Like, oh, you want to follow me on Instagram? It's $10 to follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
It could be a growing industry to where creatives get paid for their time and what they want to do without having to be, having a big audience.
Exactly, yeah.
Where everybody can live off of what they want to do.
Exactly, because that's exactly my thought process too. I was like, yo, like if I'm doing a video a week, right?
Right.
And I make it the episode $5, and say I got 100 loyal listeners, means I'm gonna make just, that's low too. Like, you can start there. That means if I got 100 views per week, that's $500 per week.
Right.
Which comes out to about $2,000 a month.
Right.
Just off $5. And you start, I mean, of course you're gonna start like growing and growing, and then the price could go up a little more.
That's just one episode too.
And that's just an episode a week. That's $500. That's smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's low too. I mean, like, when you start getting real good, popular demand, stuff like that, you get more. You can raise the price a little more. You can raise it like $10. You start getting like 200 listeners. And that starts getting crazy then. So it's like there's something there, bro. I thought about it. I'm like, I might do it, dude. Because also it's shock value too. Like, a podcast on OnlyFans?
That's some Howard Stern shit.
What are they doing over there?
For real.
But yeah, dude, we can go ahead and end the show here. How I like to end it, though, is I like to hand over the mic and give my guests the last words to speak to whoever they want to speak to their future selves. Just kind of an uninterrupted time just to have one last thing to say. And then when you hand it back to me, I'll go ahead and end the show, man.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you for having me, first of all.
Oh, yeah,
shout out to you for making the road trip, man. And shout out to Odyssey Visuals for connecting the dots. Shout out to my daughter, because she's probably going to watch this. She always watches everything. So if you're listening, you better behave, all right? And just shout out to the listeners. It's a new audience for me, so, thank you to this man right here. Shout out to everybody that supports me and helped me reach this goal. And much love. I hope we all have a successful year in 2021, because it's already almost the end of November. So happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, finish the year off strong, you know what I'm saying? Stay safe out there. Much love.
All right, man. That was Lil Bones for you guys in his studio. If you want to find him on Instagram, that's Little.
It's all my my social medias are real_LILBONEZ, and Facebook /real LILBONEZ.
Yeah.
Instagram, it's my bad. Spotify, all that is just Lil Bones, so you can check out the music and all that. And YouTube is Real Lil Bones TV.
There we go.
Make it easy on y'all.
All right, there it have it. If you want more of Lil Bones, you can go find him on those social platforms. But yeah, guys, that's all I got to say for this week. I'll see y'all next week. It's your boy, aka OMG on the mic, signing off. Peace.